Yo, my Star Citizens and New Gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Minix. Today's episode, we're out mining again. So I tried the cargo missions and I just got really bored of them. Like, I just don't like the whole grinding to a number. Now, like, if I'm saving for a ship and something, that's different because I can do cargo running myself, or what's called cargo trading now, or commodity trading. And I can do that in my own time and get what I can, and you just do it over time. And it's not a grind like this. It just feels like a grind with the large box missions or cargo missions. So I enjoy actually the mining more, so that's what I'm going to go and do. The other missions are not coming up for me. So the one in the outpost is not coming up. The defend the ship, and the other one where you got to take the ship or the cargo from the ship, they're not coming up for me. So I'm just left with the three boring cargo missions, and then the resource one, or the ongoing resource one where you're going to mine, and I've been enjoying that more. I think the thing is with me, when I go out mining, there's the possibility of finding something big. You know, I could come across a Quantanium rock that, you know, could give me a couple of 100,000. So with the cargo missions, you're not got that. You can't get extra cargo. It's just not really worth it. And it's really, really boring. It's just such a grind and quite a boring thing to do. So, yeah, I'm going to have fun. And while I'm doing this, I've come to the point that sometimes where I'm thinking to myself, actually, do I just not want to carry on with this part of it and just carry on doing what I like to do? But I do like the mining side, so I'm just going to carry on with that. I think I've got if I bring up my thing, I think I've got like a few hundred to the next point here. We're on 691. Like 50 odd or 87, 88, 86 or something to do on to the next reward, and then after that I've got 1,000 or just under 1,000 to get, so like 800 more to get, and then after that we've got 1,300 to get to the final. Will I do the other ones? I might jump onto the Hurston ones. Don't think I'll do these two because it's just such a grind, unless the other missions come up. Let me have a look if they come up on this one now. So medium cargo, ongoing material, small cargo, large cargo. That's all I'm getting. I'm not getting the other ones. And to be honest, the cargo ones just bore me. So hopefully you like this one, guys. Let's get into it. So I'm over at Mikkel 2. This is where I like to come. There's some good resources here and some good bonuses downstairs as well. And because the mission calls for you to go to Mikkel 1 and on the planet's surface, not many people seem to come over here, so it's really good. I don't know why I ended up in a massive hangar. Right, so I call this point and click mining. I'll point towards the asteroids here, and I'll just put on my scanner and just head towards the signals. It's a bit too noisy over the space station, but as we start getting in, we'll start picking up some signals. Sometimes you can find them really quick like that. So in 1870, they're right outside. Let's head to that. And what I'll do is I'll flick between nav mode and SCM mode. In SCM mode, I don't seem to be out of control as much. That's why I put it to SCM mode when I get closer to the rock. One there, probably, yeah. See what we got. It's a Q type. It says impossible. So gold and quartz. So 25. So there's about 20 gold in that, and it's an impossible. Sometimes you can get the impossibles as you get close to it, and if you start seeing the green going up, but doesn't seem to be at the moment, so I'm not going to mess around with it too much. I'm just going to move on to the next one. So we've got 1720 there. What I try and look for, see if we can find any like that one there, the 350 or 500s. So, 5,000 should have said. So the 10,000 there is panels, so I'm not going to go for that. So I'm going to head over to the 3,000 over here. And because it's 11 away, I'll change to my SCM mode. Nav mode, should I say. is. Try to go past it. So it's an easy 9, and a quarter of that is Contanium, and a quarter of it is Taranite. So half of it is really, really good materials. The 12% inert materials, we'd only get 6% of that will be inert materials for us. And it's purple, so we can literally just take it. Like, we literally can just take this. And we're going to get 9, so we're going to get about 1.5 Contanium worth 25 grand, 1.5 Taranite worth probably another 10 grand. So it's like a 30 grand rock. There we go. So we'll probably end up with 2 Quantanium, maybe 3 Quantanium, and 2 Taranite. So 3 Quantanium will give us 75 grand, and the Taranite will give us another 30 grand. So it's 100 grand basically we just picked up on that rock. And we're only just under a quarter full, just over a quarter full, 100 grand. So that's how quick it can be. I don't understand why people go down to planets. I really don't. Like, this is a 32 size, holds 32, so that's panels. Holds 32, same as the Prospector, unless the Prospector is 36. So by the time you get to a couple of rocks, you generally, either 1 to 2 rocks you've generally filled. So all the time going down to a planet, I think it's just a waste of time. And that's why I just come out here into the area here. So now that we've got Quantanium on board, we've got a 20-minute window or 25-minute window to be careful of as well. So you'll see when I've got the mining head that comes up. See what we've got coming around. Strong. We've got a 12,000 there, and a 175 there, and a 1700 there, so let's head to them. Let's have a look over here, the 2 at the space station we looked at earlier. Let's go to the 700 here. Or was it this one here? 75. Oh, don't know where that went. There's the rock there. It's a P-type. So we've got 22 minutes left on our timer for the Quantanium. So this is Laranite and copper. It's an impossible. That would be a really good rock to pick up at 136 if we could have got that one. But I'm not going to mess around with that because it's set as impossible. So let's move to the next one. That one, a 5-600, we'll go to that definitely. So with the 5-600, and I'm talking about this number here, by the way, with the 5-600, you have more chances, probably about 3 to 4 rocks here. Maybe one of the rocks is broken up already as well into chunks. See them here, there, three rocks here. There we are there, Q-type. The smaller one first. So that's Laranite and quartz on an impossible. And that's brass and quartz. So I think brass is only about 2,000 per unit. And then this one is gold and quartz on an impossible, 112. So let's just flick that. Sometimes I'll test just to see if we get any green come up, or if it changes from an impossible to hard. Sometimes it does that, and sometimes you can pick up the impossibles. Right, I'm not going to get that, so let's move forward to the next one. It's an 8-7. Let's keep going forward. Got to keep an eye on that timer as well. So that's panels there. Going about to pass it. Q-type. It's got corundum, 17 SCU, and it's an easy, so let's take it. So half of it is corundum, and a third of it, should I say, is inert materials. But so we'll probably get half of that. So if it's 30%, a third, you're probably talking about 3 or 4. So we'll probably get about 1 or 2 inert materials, and we've already got half of inert materials. So we'll probably end up with about maybe 3 at max. So let's just switch that, take that off that. Back off a little bit. I'm trying to get to a nice optimal level where it doesn't go up as fast. Oh yeah, cool. See what we've got going on. Hopefully gives us a lot of the 100% like that of corundum. Now this is good for mining this event because it gives us things like the copper and corundum that are mixed in with these things, and we can then, you know, we've got a reason to pick some of these rocks up. Nope, we don't want that. Don't want that. We'll take that. We'll probably get a little bit of inert on that. Making sure, because sometimes it'll say inert materials and it actually won't be inert materials. But they are. Right, so let's have a look at the next one. 8,000, that's panels. 10,000, that's panels. 33,700. That might be the one we just come from. We'll go and check it. Might be the one we just came from though. There's the rocks there. There's only 2, so it's not the one we came from earlier. And then they are Q-type like the ones from earlier, but there was 3 of them earlier. And it would show straight away on there. It's Baras and corundum, and it's an easy, so the corundum is what we would take from that, or try and get from that. And then Bexolite, so 36 there with corundum. And the Bexolite is worth about 7,000, so that's the one we want to go for. It's a medium. So it goes up now at 68, 66. Still going up. To back off. Okay, switch to extraction mode and let's start scanning some of these rocks. So we've only got about 12 more that we need to pick up, so we'll just pick up anything from it, really. Anything that doesn't have inert materials. That's it, we're full. So, yeah. Cool. Right, let's head over to space station and see. We're not far from it. I think we've probably got about 15 minutes left on our clock. I will make an attempt to try and find that again. So basically I'll come out, keep that, will be in front of me, that stick there, and slightly to the left of me. So we're going to be going into one of these two hangars there, or there and there, one of them four. So I feel like if I'd have gone down to the planet, it's just a waste, because I feel like with the planet, by the time I get there, it's just like first two rocks I come to, one or two rocks I come to is going to be done, and then I've got to travel all the way back, and I just feel like this going outside and collecting like this is so much better, especially in a smaller one. Maybe in a mall it might be different, but in definitely in a Golem and a Prospector. So I've got two filter modules on my Golem here. You can't change the mining head, but you can change you can add two units to it, and I've got filter modules, and each module will filter out inert materials by 24%, and I've got two of them, so 48% of inert materials get filtered out, so almost half. So when it says if we've got a rock that's 10 and 2% of that is inert materials, then sorry, if we've got a rock that's 100, shall I say, and 2% of that is inert materials, then we're only going to get one inert material, one SCU of inert materials. We're not going to get two. Now, notice I'm going upstairs with my ship still heading down into the freight elevator, or the ship elevator hangar thing. Now, I won't get my ship from upstairs at those ASOPs there, because if I do, when I go back downstairs, the animation will still be going because it's now paused, and my ship will just fall through the hole. So just be aware of that, guys. Wait till that animation finishes if you're going to get your ship from upstairs. So let's head over to the refinery. I'll probably only do 1 or 2 runs on the video, but I'm more than likely going to end up doing around 6. And then I'll push it forward. I just wanted you guys to see how quick and simple it was. Oh, not got my helmet on. That's fine. Let's have a look. Now, for those of you new to mining, you can also sell the ore here, so you don't have to refine it. If you're not doing it for the mission, you can just pick that and they'll give you a price. So they're offering 62,800 for the ore I've got. So obviously we'll get a lot more. I reckon we're going to have a couple of 100,000 on this one. Because Bexalite here is plus 9%, Corundum plus 6%, Quantanium plus 1%, Titanium 6, and Copper plus 2. Let's let the Golem, let's get a work order in place, and we want the Bexalite, so that's going to give us a nice chunk of Bexalite. Those are about 7 grand each. Corundum we need for the mission, and we're going to get double the price. We're going to get 8 instead of 300. per unit, should I say? Credits per unit. Quantanium, hopefully we can keep that to 3. That's 75 grand. Quartz, we'll do that because that will pick up some of the costs of processing it. And then the Taranite, again, 9,000 per unit. And we only picked up 1, maybe just short of 2 inert materials, so that was really good. So let's get a quote. I like to do either the parametric, the ferron, or the Dinix. The Dinix will probably be the longest one, 9 hours. What I mean here is you've got very low speed, low cost, and high yield. We want the high yield. So those 3 that I mentioned are all going to be high yield. So the Dinix one, the ferron one will be, again, high yield, middle cost, low speed, and 3 hours. And then we're going to have the parametric one. Again, it's going to be high yield, high cost, low speed. 1 hour, 37 minutes. It's going to cost us 15 grand. Hopefully some of the stuff that we pick up here will cover that. So the high yield here, so the Bexelite, we would have 7 because you've got the 6 here plus this 6, so 600. Every 100 is 1 SCU, so that's 6 SCU, but they count the odd extra as 1 SCU, and because that 1 odd extra there, we're going to get 7 Bexelite. We're going to get, instead of 17 corundum, we're going to get 15 corundum. Quantanium, we would have got 3, and we're still going to get 3, so that's why we need that high yield, because that's worth 25 grand just for that 0.9 there. And then quartz, we're going to get from 4, we're going to get 3. Taranite, we was going to get 2, we're still going to get 2, and inert materials we're not touching. It's going to cost us 15 grand pennies, and it's going to be an hour and a half. And so let's do that. Actually, let's have a look at the ferron one again. It's going to be the same, all the high yield. It's going to cost 5 grand instead of 15. Saves us 10 grand, but it's going to be 3 hours. I'm going to do I'll do the 3 hours and I'll stagger it. So as I do it, the next one will be maybe 3 hours, and then the next one after that will be 1.5 hours. And I'll stagger it so I'm trying to finish it all at the same time. So confirm that 5 grand, save ourselves 10 grand on that. Let's do that. Work order accepted. Let's go. So that's a 3 hour one there. I said they offered 60 grand, but we're probably looking at the Quantanium is 75 grand. The Taranite, did we have Taranite? I can't remember. Was it 3 Taranite we had? Again, those are at 9 grand, so there's another 30 grand there. The Bexelite is going to be 7 grand per unit. So we're going to make about 100 grand. We've probably made double the money. Fingers and abs. I'm going to hit the hospital as well and grab some energy. I want to try and keep these videos low, so I may do some cutting and editing. Right, so what I said earlier about the lift still shutting, the ship elevator still shutting, you'll see now when I go downstairs to my small hangar, that it's still going to be opening when I go downstairs because the animation pauses. And so if I'd have called my ship from upstairs, it actually just appears before you get down here, which means that animation, the ship would have dropped through and destroyed.
Welcome to the ASOP.
So just be careful of that, guys. So it works out at about 15 to 20 minutes per run. And so, yeah, you're probably getting around 4 to 5, maybe 6. About 4 to 5 an hour. About 4 an hour, maybe. 3 to 4 an hour. Up to 6 in 2 hours, possibly, is what you would be looking at. Right, so let's go forward. I tried keeping that thing slightly to my right here. And going upwards. Let's see if I can start getting that signals now. See if I can find those rocks again and pick up that corundum again. So that's the panels from earlier, I think. There, that might be a good one. Let's go to that. 500-600 there. That's 600-800 there. That could be a good one as well. That's the space station there. We may have gone too high. That rock there. There's 3 of them. That could be that one from the other earlier on. That was all impossibles. Laranite quartz inert. Brass quartz inert. I don't want that. Gold quartz inert. Don't want that. And they're impossibles anyway, so. 1200. What happened to that other one we saw? There's an 800 there. 1800 there, should I say. 6,000. I swear I saw a 6,000 a second ago. There's a 510 there. A 516 should have said there. 18 there. 6,000 there. There was a 6,800 around here as well. 800, 5. The reason I got to the 5s and the 3s and that is because generally they'll have more rocks around. These 3 here. The S-types. Small one looks promising. That's Beryl and Corundum and an Impossible. 147. That's an easy Laranite and Corundum, 24. See, the Laranite's only worth 200, and so you're only probably getting about 12, 10 Corundum on there, so I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. Corundum there on a 59 with Beryl. Now, it depends whether they mix or not, because I could maybe get enough Corundum from them too to have a full load of Corundum. It just depends on its split. So that one there on the 24 is going to be around 10 Corundum. So let's try it. Cool. Let's see what we've got. Try and pick up as much of the Corundum as possible. So Corundum's too much inert materials in that. Such a lot of Laranite in that. Too much Laranite, Beryl and Corundum on medium. That's the one we were looking at earlier. I just want the 100% Corundums like this one, 6 or 5.5 Corundum. Laranite, Corundum, we'll take it because it's got 60% odd. So the Laranite's worth about 2,000, but I don't want like tons of it. You know, can not have to have it. And too much inert materials in that one. Like I'm only going to get probably 1 Corundum maybe 2 Corundum. But then I'm going to get 2 inert materials as well. So we'll take it. Let's break this one open. Maybe this one would have been the better one to break them to begin with, to be fair. Gonna be an hard one, this one. It's set to impossible now. Oh, too fast. Let's see if we can get any good corundum ones. So 65% corundum on that. Any 100% we'll go for. 0% on that, we don't want that one. 96% on that, so we'll probably go for that one. Don't want that one. Don't want that one. So that one we're going to have to break, I think. Because the 96% corundum and is 11. So we'll probably take everything from this. This should fill us up. Cool. Head back to the base. So what we are now currently, probably about 30 minutes for the first two loads. So when I come down this time, then I shouldn't have the issue of the ramp opening. Because we've got no containium in here, I think this one will be a quicker one. I think we'll be looking at around the 2-hour mark on a Ferron. Probably be looking at around 30k on the raw materials if we was to sell it. I don't think we got anything major there. It was all mainly the corundum that we was after. The other stuff was only around 2,000 per unit. So yeah, only 9,000. Yeah, so it shows there's a lot of corundum in that. So we've got 2 hours, well, 3 hours left on that one. So on the corundum, we want the laranite, we want the beryl. We're going to look at the parametric, the quote an hour, get the Farron for 2,000, get a quote 7,000 for 2 hours 23 minutes. Yeah, keeps it within that, you see. Cool. So we're looking at, we would have got 15 corundum, we're actually going to get 14. We would have got 7 Bexlite, we're going to get 6. No, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the wrong one here. So corundum, we're going to got 23. We're actually going to get, and we're still going to get 23. Laranite, we would have got 1. We're still going to get 1. Beryl, no, I don't know what we was going to get actually. I don't know what we was going to get. Sorry, because I didn't check. We probably only lost a couple though, to be fair. Right, so we're on a half an hour. I'm going to try and make this into an hour. So I'm not going to show all the runs. I'm going to cut to some of the rocks. I'll probably show the first 2, like you'll know if I've shown them or not. To show how easy it is to get in and out, quick it is to do a couple of runs, and how quick we find the rocks. And so what I'll do is I'll start cutting these now. Get maybe another 2 done. I need to try and get to around 80 odd materials that I need for the resource drive to get to the last thing. So it shouldn't be opening now. There you go, because we let it finish.
Welcome.
So we could have got it from upstairs this time, you see.
Your vehicle has been. Please visit us again.
So if you're ever having issues where you call your ship from upstairs and you come down and it's crashed, it's destroyed, it just shows up as destroyed on the unit, it's because of more than likely that. Okay. So third run, we're in our half an hour now. So the first run was a lot of money in it. You know, maybe a 200 grand rock. 100 grand rock, sorry, say, not 200 grand. And the second one was all about the resource drive. I'm so used to it now, like in and out of this place. I know where I'm going straight away out. Up there, and let's start scanning. So I've got it in balance. I think it's where I hit the rock. So I'll have to fix that. It'll only cost a couple of hundred to fix it, probably. Right, so there's the 6,000 up there. So around there was the bigger ones. So scan around. There's a 1.8 there. Let's go to that. And then there's a 1.7 there. 5.6 there. And a 1.7 there. And a 5.16 there. Above us. Q-type. Copper. 32. 64% of that is copper. Inert materials, so a quarter of it's inert materials. If a quarter of that is inert materials, then we're looking at 2.5, 2.5. So we're looking at around 10 inert materials. So we'll probably get about 5 inert materials from that, because we've got those 2 filter modules on. And if you don't know what those modules are, they are these on the front of the thing. You'll see them sort of like little yellow devices on the front of the thing. See the yellow one that just appeared then on each side? They just disappeared and now appeared. Those little filter modules there. And it's an easy 32. So this would fill us up if it didn't have the inert materials. So this one may be, you know, a 30 rock that we just go back with. So an easy one, couple of minutes basically. Switch to the extraction mode. And so we're just going to start getting this. So 4 of this should be inert materials. So only 2 inert materials we'll get from this probably. Or maybe more than nearly 3. I'm just going to pick the whole thing up, to be honest with you. I expect we'll probably have about 30 copper. I think I might have picked up 100% inert materials there by accident. That doesn't matter because I'm not going to have room anyway, I think, for anything else once we have done this. Oh, I'm getting under 100% inert material, so 25. So maybe we will. We've got another 7. So maybe we can go and pick up something else. 185 there. Pick up a 7 or something else. So it's an easy agricium and copper and a 27. Now agricium again I think is only around 2,000, 3,000 per unit. Let me check that on the Red Monster mining sheets. Mining cheat sheets. Red Monster mining cheat sheets. So agricium is 2,600. Just so you guys can see this. So Red Monster Mine, I'll put the thing in the description, and then this shows you different things like what things are worth and just other things. So it's how I get a thing of knowing what I'm looking for basically. Right. So that's that. So let's crack this one because of the copper. If we can get 7 copper out of it, it'd be good. Right, let's see what we've got here. It's fractured off into some big pieces. Into many pieces, should I say. So there might be a chance of 100% here. So definitely don't want to touch that one. Anything that's 100% copper we want. That's a high copper one there. So, and at 3, we've got around 7 to pick up. 55% copper on that one. So we're full. Let's head back. That was a quick one. Okay. So that was a real quick one there.
Welcome to the ASOP. Your
Store
vehicle
that.
has been
What was that probably wise? Probably 15 minutes to get out and back in.
Please visit.
So I'm aiming for around 85, 86 or something like that on the amount I need for the copper or corundum or tungsten. And once I've got that, then I can let it just do its thing, and that'll get me to the 3rd level then. How much do you reckon? 20 grand maybe? 9 grand again, because there was a lot of just copper on it. Go for again for the ferron. Maybe again, it can be 2 hours, 10 minutes, yeah, so sort of in line with them. Going to cost 500, so not a lot. We would get 25, we're actually going to get 22, so we're going to lose 3 copper. Agresium, we're going to get the same, we will get 3, and we're still going to get 3. Cool. Boom. Out for another one. A lot of time is spent putting the ship away. Mining, we used to be able to land on the pads outside and just access the ship from there. We didn't have to put the ship away, but recently we do. So if I'd landed on the pad, I would have already been out there now, mining, if we could have landed on the pad and done it. There's a couple of 5,000 ones around here, aren't there? Right there and there. So let's check the 700 because we're almost next to it anyway. Oh. That wasn't a good move, was it? Came in way too hot, didn't I? Bexalite, a 2 Bexalite, 30%, so we're only going to get 1 point something Bexalite, so it's not worth it. It's like 7 grand, but it's just not worth it. Let's look for that 5, 6 one there, and then 7, 2 there. Oh, don't need to do that because we're right next to it. It's already 3 rocks there. Q-type. It might be the one that we picked up earlier. Actually, it looks like it might be because of the small one. Is it the impossible gold and laranite? Yeah, in gold, and be on the next one or the last one. Laranite, and then probably gold on this one. Laranite on a medium. We don't want it. Beryl, corundum, and it's a challenging. So 50 odd. So half of it is corundum. We could pick up a full load of corundum here. It's 40 if it's corundum, and 9% inert materials. So probably 10. So 5 of it inert materials we would get from that. Do it. It's on. It said challenging, so because it said challenging earlier, I think we would be able to crack it. Now that it's turned into impossible, I still think we'll crack it because it started off at challenging. I don't want to waste too much time on it. No. Okay. To the next one. Same thing to earlier. So 40% taranite, 50% corundum on a 6. We'll take that because it's going to be 3 corundum, 3 taranite. Oh! Oh. Not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Oh, you silly ass, Tony. That was not the best move, was it? We've got major torque damage now as well. So laranite and copper, same as the other one that I blew up a minute ago. But it was the other stuff was better. So it's only 1.5 copper. I'm not going to bother with it because it's going to give me 1.5. Laranite. Go on, we'll go for it. Cool. See what I can get. 20% copper. needs pretty much copper, but it needs cracking first. 100% copper. Inert materials. Don't want to touch it. 100% copper needs cracking. 100% inert materials. So that one is a 13. We need 13. And that one's a 12. So we'll go for this one. Both 100% copper's on. Right, let's do it. All of this should be pick it up. We should be getting all of this. Yeah, so we're only like one away from the copper, so it's not worth just cracking that for that one. I need to repair the ship as well. Smash landing. A bit more expensive this time. Things on by accident. Okay, so this is Lord 4. It took a little bit longer, that one. Quickly check on that. I think that was like 20 minutes on that one. So that was a bit longer on that one. Again, it's all mainly copper. So we're going to do the parametric. No, we'll do the Ferron. Again, it's going to be about 2 hours 18. We've got 2 hours 18 there already, so it'll be done at the same time as that. Cool. So you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to get it so they'll all run the same. So that was number 4. I want to do 2 more runs. I will cut this so that you don't see all the runs, but I want to try and do 2 more runs. I think then that should give me close to the 80. I've probably got about 70 at the moment, maybe. If I go out and get another 30 here, I think that will be enough. Say if I get another 30, 28, 30, 29, 30 or something like that. In copper or corundum, that'll be it. That's all I need. So out for the next run. I think this is number 5. Again, just head to the same direction. Switch on our scan mode. See what we got. I think once you get to around this stage, 5, 6, you start clocking a lot of the same stuff. So you have to start thinking differently then. Start thinking, right, where else can I go? Can I go over towards that way more this time instead of over that way? Quantanium. Looking at 30% quantanium. That's like 30 quantanium in that. That's a massive rock. That is a massive, massive payday rock. 30 quantanium in that. It's crazy amount. Crazy amount. We got no chance with it. No chance with that one. 30 quantanium. So that's 30 times 25,000. That's 250. It's a 3/4 of a million rock. That one. We got no chance with that one. You can get things that you can stick to these rocks if you really wanted to. But we're going to have to let that one go, I think. So an 1800 there, 750 there, and a 7400 there, and a 1700 there. 7400 might be a good one. Golden quartz. So 40% gold, so there's about 7 gold in there. But then there's 7, so 7 times 6,000 basically. So whether you want that or not, we'll go to this 6500 I think. 7 gold. You're talking about 50,000-ish, close to 50,000 on that rock. Sometimes I have better luck with the 1700s than I do the 18s. A lot of quartz. So much quartz around here. Yeah, this will be definitely the last run. That's a monster rock. Oh, I think it turns into a, what's it called, doesn't it? An impossible when you get closer. That's 60 corundum in there. That's 2 loads of corundum. Two loads of corundum in there. There's 40 inert materials, but we take 20 inert materials unless there was full-on ones. It's a monster rock. That's 2 loads. Monster rock. Right. Actually, I think a lot of these are going to be just ones we have to crack again. I don't think there's going to be any that we don't have to crack again. Right, let's have a scan. 100% corundum, but we're going to have to crack it again. Take all of that. Oh. Wrong one. Oh, what have we got in our cargo? We've already got loads of cargo. Right, so I wonder if we can get back to this one. It's not that far away. How far away from 56. And let's have a look. So we want this. We want the spire thing, sort of. We want to be in line with sort of this bit here, the arch bit. And if we have it so that it's to our right as we come out. Did I not set that last work order going? I didn't set the last work order going, did I? What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. No, it's done it. Ugh, it didn't do the order.
Someone from accounts, please contact management. Accounts, contact management. Thank you.
Let's see if I can find that rock again. No way. Man, that should have been a full-on load of Karun. That would have been it. That's all I needed.
Hi.
So, looks like I'm going to have to call this session. Looks like
To the ASOP
there's
vehicle
issues. So, what happened earlier was I thought I'd set a job, but it didn't take the job for some reason, and I went back out without checking and had a full... Well, it was like 3 or 4 left on the ship. Found a rock that was 100% corundum. Well, I say 100% corundum. It was like 60 corundum on it, on a 100 size rock. Broke some of it off. Ended up realising I'd not emptied my ship. Came back.
Stand by.
The terminal downstairs wasn't working. Wasn't accepting the order, so I used the other terminal that seemed to accept it, but now these terminals are not allowing me to
To the ASOP
pick a ship,
vehicle retrieval system.
so not a lot I can do.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Not a lot I can do now. I'm trying bigger pads, just nothing.
Stand by. Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Just nothing working. So I think I'm going to call this one. I may go out tomorrow.
To the ASOP
It all
vehicle
depends.
retrieval system. Vehicle selected. Stand.
So I'm going to go and count how many I've got. I need to get about 80. Let's count what I've got going on. So for the run that I need, I've got here 15 corundum, so 15, 23, so 38, 21, 38, so 59, 60, 61, 62, 87, 88. So I've got enough. I've got enough for my thing. If I look at my thing, my not my rep, my where am I? Journal, Second Life. I need about 80 something. What am I on? Here, sorry. I need 88, 86. So I've got it just enough to get to this reward here. So that's what I'll do. Yeah, luckily I'd got enough, so what we're looking at here, around an hour, 2 hours there, so 2 hours 15. Cool. Right. If I hadn't messed around and if that other order hadn't been done, it's just was stupid. It's just the bugs of the game. So I'll jump to this when I'm collecting the cargo. Okay, time to collect this. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got, it looks like 4 work orders of around 20 odd each, around 25-ish each. I'm going to take a chance here and send these all to my Asgard and see if we still have the same issue with the Asgard where it puts them inside each other. So I'm taking a chance with this. So let's do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of take these back down to the new Babbage and then go from there. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. So say there's about 100 boxes that are 100 SCU per... 100 on this per SCU. So where we have something like 251, that'll mean then you'll get 3 SCU from that. You'll get the 200 with the 2 SCU, and anything that's left over, anything under 99 to 1, you'll get another SCU for that. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your refining, guys. So like that top one, that corundum there, or containium, we're going to get 2 boxes from that. Corundum, I don't know what that one is. It might be corundum. I can't read because I'm looking at a lowered version of it on my software. Okay, so let's head out, grab the Asgard, make sure the cargo's fine. I do like the Asgard, it's a nice ship. I never thought like I would be using a drop ship, and it's one of my main cargo haulers now. I really do like it. Yeah, all the cargo seems fine. It hasn't put it inside each other. So let's head over to New Babbage and start delivering this. And so what I'll do is I'll deliver the mission thing first, and then I'll go and sell the stuff and see what we have from that. So there we are. There's currently a bug where you can't stack boxes, so you'll see at the end here I don't stack them, they're all on the floor. If you stack a box, it won't let you send the lift down. It comes up with an error. So again, keep that in mind, guys. Let's jump this forward in a second. You really don't want to see me just stacking boxes into a freight elevator. Question for you guys though. I generally jump them. Would you rather me do something like what Forrester does where he fast forwards it? Let me know in the comments, guys, which you prefer. Do you prefer it to be fast forwarded or jumped to the next point? So there we go. Ship is empty with a quick jump there, and you'll see all the boxes, none of them are stacked, they're all on the floor, and that'll allow me then to send it down. So what have we got money wise? 2,541,460. We're going to send this lift down 2,541. So, and we just need about 80 something for that to be the next one. And I didn't pick up the mission like an idiot, so I need to pick up that mission first. Acquisition one. I did try picking up the theft one, but for some reason it didn't give it me. And so now we've got that mission, at least I can then send them boxes back down again. There we are. So we've got the mission now. I didn't pick up the mission like an idiot. So now I've got to go in here, select the boxes, and select all the ones that I need for the resource drive. Quite a lot. Definitely over the 80 now, I think. Move that over, bring it up, and then when I bring it back down, then it'll allow me to do the mission. There we go. All the boxes in there. Let's just send it back down, complete that mission. There we are. This time we got the contract order. Confirm that, and that should give us should push us over for the next part of the resource. It's been a slog, this resource one. There we are. So that's tier 3, I think I've got. Yeah, tier 3 now. And yeah, so that's that one done. And now what I need to do is head over to.
Thanks you for all your hard work you've done recently. Keep your eyes peeled for a special something heading your way.
Cheers, man. So how I need to just head down to the selling area and go and sell some of this stuff and see what we get financially. So let's push that forward. So we earned probably already what, 600,000 or something like that. Oh no, 100,000. Around 100,000 we earned already on it. So from what we put in there. So let's go and see what we can get. Okay, over at the TDD. Let's go and sell our stuff and see what we earn from it. New Babbage. So we've got Quantanium, 3 SCU of Quantanium. So that's 61,000, 62,000 for that. Except quartz 3, so only 1,000 for that. So probably only took a little bit of the cost of the refining out. Laranite 3 for another 7 and 8k. Bexlite 7 for 46k. Taranite for 19k. That's such a good cost. That's brilliant. That Taranite. Agricium for 7k. Accept that. And then Beryl for 7k. Accept that. And that's it. That's all our stuff sold. So let's have a look at what we've got. So we started off with 2,541,000. We've got 2,763,000. So we made about 220,000 altogether on the thing itself, the run itself, and the extras that we got. So not too bad. Not too bad for 2.5 or 2/4 of a million. 100,000. So yeah, so that's that one, guys. So we hope you like this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that point, so tickle the like button, hit the bell and subscribe notification. A bit of a weird one, it's just me mining and just showing you some of the stuff I do. The other stuff wasn't working, but it looks like I've come into this to do this bit now, and it looks like maybe some of the contracts have come. So I'm going to go and try some of these next, I think. Some of these rescue ones and attack ones, yeah, these should be good. So yeah, 50 boxes on that one, on the small one there. And then this one doesn't say what you'll get, but that one at 50 boxes will be a good one, I think. Yeah, I'm going to try some of these, okay? So yeah, hope you liked it. Hit that thumbs up, guys, if you did, and we'll see you out in the verse.